Auditors. This query trigger enables the user to find companies based on the names of the statutory auditors and other auditors that are associated with the company during a year. This query trigger is available under Ownership Structure and Governance Indicator section. This information is sourced from the annual reports of the companies. Let us understand the functioning of this query trigger with the help of an example. Suppose we want to find companies whose auditors are S.R. Bartley Boy and Associates for March 2015. To execute this query trigger, you need to follow 6 simple steps. The first step is to specify the type of auditor for which the search is to be conducted. For this, you need to select auditors from the drop-down list that contains 4 options: bankers, auditors, auditor partners, and registrar. By default, bankers is selected in the drop-down option, and let us change this to auditors. The options that now become available for selection are all auditors, new auditors, and dropped auditors. By default, all auditors is selected. Let us retain the same. The second step is to select the auditor name. You can search for the auditor name in 2 ways: auto search and pattern search. Auto search allows searching for an auditor name by typing the initial characters of the name. Pattern search allows searching for an auditor name by typing any part of the name of the auditor. Let us use the auto search box and type the initial characters of the auditor name to be searched on S.R. Bartley Boy. ProwessIQ will display the names of the auditors that match the entries made. Select the target auditor S.R. Bartley Boy and Associates by clicking on it. The auditor name will appear in the adjacent box Selected Auditor Names. The third step is to enter the appropriate date for which the condition holds true. The default entry in the Query on Dates box is L, which implies that the search is on the latest year for which the information on auditors of companies is available. Let us change the default date in the Query on Dates from L to March 2015. Let us retain the default date AP in the Output Dates box. The date formats used in the Query on Dates and in the Output Dates are explained in the appropriate icon just above the Query on Dates box. The fourth step is to choose the appropriate domain. There are 2 domains available: All Companies and Companies in Current OSC. The domain All Companies will conduct a search over all the companies available in the Prowess database, and the domain Companies in Current OSC will conduct a filtering on the companies available in the output sheet. Let us select the domain All Companies. The fifth step is to select the appropriate output destination from the Select Output Destination box. There are 3 formats possible. The first is the OSC format, which lists the names of the companies without any additional data. The second output destination is the WS, which is the worksheet, which displays the company names along with its auditor names. The third output destination is the TXT output, which displays the same data as worksheet in a text file. The location and the name of the text file can be changed by you. The default file name is mentioned under File Name. Let us select WS as our output destination. The sixth step is to click on the appropriate Execute option to run your query. Since we have selected All Companies as our domain, we can select any one of 3 execute options. These are Add to Current OSC and WS, Send to New OSC and WS, and Replace Current OSC and WS. Add to Current OSC and WS will add the list of companies which have satisfied the criteria specified in the query trigger along with the data. Send to New OSC and WS will create a new OSC and WS of companies satisfying the criteria specified in the query trigger along with the data. Replace Current OSC and WS will replace the contents in the current OSC and WS with the companies satisfying the criteria specified in the query trigger along with the data. Let us click on Send to New OSC and WS. After the query has been successfully executed, the New Outputs button will start blinking. Click on the New Outputs button. You will see that 2 outputs, OSC and WS, have been generated, and are selected by default in the Output Downloader box. You can click on the Continue button to download both these outputs. ProwessIQ will display those companies whose auditor was S.R. Bartley and Associates for March 2015 in the worksheet. You can click on the Output view to view the selected companies which met the criteria given in the query trigger.